It speaks to one of Trump's best issues, right? The idea Alcatraz, you think law and order, you think Donald Trump. I mean, look here. All right, net approval rating handling crime. What do we have here? We have a positive rating for Donald Trump, even in the most recent polling. Look at that, at plus 2 points. Far better than Joe Biden, who was so far underwater. My goodness, he was setting records at minus 26 points. You rarely ever see it. So Donald Trump ran in part on law and order. It was one of the reasons that he got elected. And at this particular point, Americans like what they're hearing from him on the issue of crime. And you see this right here with a plus 2 net approval rating, far better than Joe Biden left office with back in 2024.
How does this then compare to how people viewed it in the first term?
Yeah, so this is another interesting thing, right? We compared Donald Trump's first term to now his second term. And what do we see here? We see that Donald Trump's net approval rating on handling crime is far better now at plus 2 points, the view of term number 2, than we go back to a retrospective approval rating back in March of 2024, in which he was underwater at minus 13 points. So he's doing 15 points better in terms of how people are viewing his handling of crime now than he was doing back in March of 2024. So when you hear Donald Trump talking about stuff like Alcatraz, yes, I know it's late night fodder for a lot of different folks, but what it actually speaks to is Donald Trump focusing the American people's attention on an issue in which they actually do like what he's doing. And you see it here with a net positive approval rating of plus 2 points, which again is 15 points higher than what we saw for Donald Trump in term numero uno.
What about just how worried people are actually about crime, about this exact issue?
Yeah, exactly right, Kate. So, we think about crime and we say, okay, it's one thing how they're viewing Trump, but are their views of overall crime changing as Donald Trump gets into the White House? And what do we see here? Well, the percentage of Americans who worry a great deal about crime, we actually have seen that percentage drop over the last year. It was 53% last year. And look at where we are now. We're at 47%. It's the first time in about 5 years in which the percentage of Americans who worry a great deal about crime has actually dropped under the 50% mark. And more than that, it's a rare issue that we've seen from 2024 to 2025 in which the percentage of Americans who worry a great deal about a particular issue has actually dropped by 5 points or more. In fact, it's one of only 2 issues in which we saw a 5-point decline among both Democrats and Republicans. So I think Donald Trump is going to continue on this law and order issue because the bottom line is it is working.